Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today. My name is Rhonda Robson and today's video is a little different than me pouring paints. Today I'm going to talk about consistency, and I've created two other videos on consistency, and I'll make sure I link them down below, and then I'll put them right here too as well. The first one was thin, and then the second one was on medium consistency. And so today we're going to talk about getting your paints to a thick consistency and what types of pours do you use for thick. I'm keeping this very basic. I know a lot of artists talk about getting the consistency to warm honey, but for a new artist, it's really hard to understand. So I wanted to make this very simple. So today we're going to talk about thick consistencies and what pours that we use for the thicker ones, or at least which ones I do. All right, well, let's get you down and let me show you what I'm talking about. If you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell. All right, I've talked too much. Let's get you down. Bye for now. Bye. Well, hi everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today is about consistency and showing you how to do a thick consistency. And the thick consistencies, you utilize a lot more of the pours with. You've just got to be really careful on how much paint you use because it can crack if it's too thick. But the pours that you can use with this thick consistency are the flip cup. It's one of the better ones to use for the flip cup. A colander pour, a zigzag pour, a wiggle pour, a ring pour is the best for this consistency, as well as a bloom is better with a thicker consistency. A swipe is also really nice with a thicker consistency as well. But I tend to use my swipe in my medium consistencies. So let's get started on creating a thick consistency. All right, so why I have all of this stuff here is I want to talk about mediums, keeping it simple, paints, keeping it fairly simple, and I do use a scale. As you can see, I use it quite a bit, but I use it as a guide. All right, so I'm going to move the scale out of the way for just a minute, and I want to talk about the different types of mediums that I use on a regular basis. So I'm in the United States, so if you don't get some of these products there are other different products that you can utilize. So the first medium I utilize is I use filtered water, and this just happens to be in a Floetrol container, but I cleaned it out and I use filtered water in here. So I fill this up and this is what I utilize. Every single pour I have water. The next medium I utilize on a regular basis is Floetrol. The thing with Floetrol that you have to be careful about is making sure that you sift it or have it go through some type of a strainer, because sometimes there's little gel-like stuff in it and you don't want that in your paint. But Floetrol is what I typically use. And then I will add GAC, Golden GAC 800 to my pours, specifically because I want to bind the paint together. And so sometimes, especially when I'm doing a pendulum, I really want to make sure I make it a fine line and it stays together and it doesn't separate. So I'll use GAC as well. Those are the three mediums I use. But I want to talk a little bit about why I use the scale as a guide, and it can't be exact because the paints that are out there are different thicknesses. So I'm going to show you on this plate how it comes out of each one of these so that you can see that there is different thicknesses. So when a artist says, I'm going to use 2 parts water to 3 parts paint, for them it may be exact depending on the paint, but sometimes I have to actually add more water or less water depending on the thickness of the paint. So let me show you, let me get these out of the way, and I'm going to show you with my paper plate here the consistencies of all these different products. Okay, so the first one I'm going to show you is Master's Touch. This just happens to be Payne's Gray. So when it comes out in a nice little fluid motion. It's thick, but it's not too thick, okay? So that's the Master's Touch. So I'll put that there. Then this one is Liquitex Basics, and it comes out just about the same, but a slightly thicker. Just slightly, but very similar to this Master's Touch here. This happens to be Creative Inspirations, and it comes out super thick. So let me show you. So see how thick that, that'll go into the bloopers. All right, hold on. Let me get that cleaned up here. Okay, so I got my blob cleaned up. I accidentally blobbed it all over this guy right here. And see, it's right there. Just hide it. All right, so this is this one right here, this Creative. Okay, so the Deco Art is also a different consistency. So let me show you that. When it comes out a little bit thinner than that, and see how it spreads and these still stay in the globs. This is thinner than these guys, okay? And then the next one I wanted to show you is this Artist Loft Flow acrylic. And it too is even thinner. And it comes out thinner as well. See how it also separates? Okay. And then this is the Artist Loft Ready Mix Pouring Paints, which has a really nice thick consistency, and you don't have to add any medium to this if you're utilizing it in your thicker pours. But if you're utilizing it in a thin one, you have to actually add stuff to it. But see how much thinner? So if I were to say the different thicknesses, the Ready Mix Pouring Paints is thinner because it's already ready at the thicker, medium to thicker consistency. The Flow would be the next thickness. Then your Deco Art, Deco Art Metallics is the next thickness. So these two are almost identical. And then this is really thick. And then you've got these two which are kind of medium. So if I am going to create a thin 3:2 ratio of water. So if I put 3 parts paint to 2 parts water of this, it's actually not going to do well. It's going to be too thin and the paint's going to separate it. Same thing with this, same thing with this. But then if I add it here, 3 parts paint to 2 parts water, it might be too thick. And then these would be just about right. So the reason why I bring that up is because we use the scale as a guide. But then as I'm stirring it and mixing it, I want the consistency as it's running off my stick. I'm going to demonstrate that on all 3: thin, medium consistency, and thick consistency, so that you can see that although the ratios are nice to start with, but when you pull your stick up, it's going to be a different consistency. So if you have any questions, please make sure you ask down below of what I mean by ratios are a guide. They're not exact. So when you ask me what my ratio is for a Dutch pour, I'm going to tell you 3 parts paint to 2 parts water. But if I'm using this kind of paint, it needs to be a different ratio than this kind. So that's what I am talking about. But please ask your questions down below and I'll make sure I answer those for you. All right, well, let's get started. Okay, so my camera shut off and I don't know where I was at, but it was a little thicker with my 1 parts paint to 2 parts of my medium. So I added some water. And what I do is I just take my straw, I put it in the water and I cover it up, and then that adds just a couple drops of paint or of water, and I did 3 drops of those to make my consistency. So let me show you the consistency. And I'll show you it again on another one. So, all right, so the consistency is that it's folding over top of itself, but it does go into the paint. Nice thickness. And it comes right off your stick, which is nice. You don't want it to clump off the stick. You want it to drop down into it. All right, so that's the thick one. So we've got this one here, folds over top of itself. We've got this one here, same thing. This was the Ready Mix pouring paints. This is our Arteza. So now we're gonna do this big, thick one here. So let's grab our last cup. It's zeroed out. I'm gonna actually not waste this and put this in here. Let's see what I've got. Okay. So that's 0.4. 0.45. So I just need another little bold dollop of this. And that's 0.9. So that's good. 0.95. All right. So then I'm going to take this and bring this up to almost 3. All right, let's take this up to almost 3. All right. Oh, I just went over 3. Darn it. Okay, that's okay though. Just slightly. It's 3.1. Let's stir this up. Now this one's going to take a little bit more to stir. Make sure it gets all in there. But it's just a little too thick. It's not too bad though. It's about where this one was. That's not bad at all. So that one's very similar to these 4 in the thickness of it. It looked thicker maybe because it just had a big glob on there. But I also put a little bit more of the medium in there, didn't I? So that's probably why. Okay, so let's see where I'll show you where it's at. On the thick side of things, just a little bit too thick. Just a little bit. It's coming off my stick, but it breaks a little bit. So it stays on the surface for quite a while. And what I mean by quite a while, it's relative, right? But it stays on the surface for a couple seconds. So what I want to do is I want to add, I'm just going to add 1 for right now. Let's add a second one. And let's add 1 more. So if this goes with 3, it's going to be the same as the other one. And yeah, it's right there. It's exactly the same. All right, so hopefully you can see that. Coming off my stick and making a mound. So that's my thick consistency. So again, as I've stated in other videos, for the thin and the medium and now the thick, is that the ratios are only good when you're using the same paints, and even sometimes the different colors have different thicknesses as well. So you just use this as a guide and use the ratios given to you by other artists, like a 3.3 to 2, 2 to 1, that type of ratio. Use it as a guide. So for my thickness, for mine, I start with a 1 part paint to 2 parts medium. And then again, my medium is 4 parts Floetrol to 1 part GAC. That's what I make in my medium. And then I did, and these two right here, I did a splash of water. And this one right here, I didn't need to because this was the ready mix pouring paints, already thick. And then this one right here probably would be close to this, but might need just a tad bit of water in order to get it to this thinness of that. So you can kind of see that that one is a little bit thicker than that one is. So again, all depends on the thickness of the paints that you start with will determine the ratios that you use. To keep it very simple, so you don't have to do math, just do ounces. Just do 1 ounce of paint to 2 ounces of the medium, which equals 3 ounces. And then if I want to do a splash of water, I can. Okay, and the same thing with my Floetrol and my GAC mix. I do 4 parts or 4 ounces to 1 ounce of GAC. So it equals 5 ounces for that. And I create those in big batches. And so if I wanted to do 20 ounces, there's my math. If I want 20 ounces of my mix, and it's a 4 parts Floetrol to 1 part GAC, the 4 plus 1 equals 5 ounces. Then I divide 5 into 20, and I get 4. So then I take 4 times 4 parts to equal 16 ounces of Floetrol, and I take 4 times 1 part to get how many ounces of GAC, and then that's to get my 20 ounces. So then I mix 16 ounces of Floetrol with 4 ounces of GAC to get my 20, and that's how you do the math. Okay? So in my next part of my 101 series, this is part 3, which is consistencies. I have part 2, which was a bunch of different techniques, and I had a number of different videos about that, showing you different techniques. And then the first part was just 101, just how to get started and the basic materials and the things that you need to do in order to prepare yourself. So this next one, part 4, will be prepping your area so that your area stays clean, because obviously paint gets everywhere. So we're gonna prep your area next. All right, well, thanks everyone for joining me today. And if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that notification bell. And if you wanna see the thin consistency and the medium consistency, they're in the 2 videos prior to this. All right, thanks for joining me. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks for watching. And if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell so that way you can get notified when I have a new video up. Thank you for watching and have a great day.